All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. I was not fixing a nice drink, Precedent 8. Actually, I still cannot get my microphones to register with StreamYard. So it's really annoying. So this is the best I can do as far as audio right now, guys. I will fix it hopefully tomorrow. But the good news is you can hear Bruce loud and clear. So,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go. We exist. All right. Okay, guys. During the stream last night, which Bruce was moderating, so I know he was here too.
We had some fun in the chat, that's for sure.
Yeah. Also, there was some fun on Twitter happening, and I was the subject of some of that. So I just wanted to come in and talk about that a little bit because that's been an ongoing discussion today as far as this pseudo debate that Laura Owens and her lawyer David Gingras want to have with a JFC rep. First of all, there's no rep for JFC. We're all just random individual people. Nobody represents anybody. Second, he seems to be in total control of the terms of that agreement, as you'll see shortly when I read emails he sent to my friend Omar. And then third, the person that he selects could just be like a random motherfucker. They might not even show their face. Like, you don't even know like if that person's really been involved. So
yeah. I think it's also a very subtle linguistic choice to use the word debate, because debate sort of makes everything on an even playing field. What we have here is they lost a court case. There's no even playing field. A debate is typically when you're trying to decide, like, you know, should we spend our county's money on building a pool, a swimming pool? Should we spend it on fixing up the park and rec center? Should we spend it on a new fire engine? There's nothing to debate here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to copy paste this into a Google Doc. Even though we all know at this point David's contact information because he's been kind of giving it to everyone, I'm still going to hide it. So that's why we're going to do this. Let me share my screen really quick. Okay. So this was the initial email that Omar sent to David, but we're going to also look at what exactly prompted this. Hold on, let me get on the Twitter because that's where this always starts, I feel like. Okay. And we'll go ahead and be my other account that I don't use anymore, which I happen to follow him on. Here we go. Okay. So our friend David here is very upset with me, apparently, per his client, on her behalf, I guess, or maybe on his own. Are you
sharing this? I just see our video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hang on. There we go.
That's okay. Better. Yeah. As long as we don't need anything on the left.
No. Good. All right. Let's see. So after Lauren, who now has blocked me, so he's mad that I have blocked him, even though I blocked him in May. Which someone else has pointed out for me, and I'll show you in a minute. But like, why does that matter? But anyways, he's still very mad today. He says, skin so thin you can almost see through this person. Well, almost. I'm very thick, David. I'm a big girl. So I think that's really just a poor observation, but okay.
He's talking about your skin.
Yeah, my skin's covering a thick layer of fat. You're not going to see through me. I promise. All right. Ironic how those who throw the most shade always fear the light. The light is fine. I mean, I got a light over here. I got a light over there. There's a light behind me. You know, whatevs. Meh, at least I know what my Halloween costume is going to be. And the reason I wanted to read this tweet, in addition to providing context, is I want to call it a little ceasefire on Halloween and just do some friendly fire, I guess. I will, if he dresses up as me, I will dress up as him and his client. So if he wants to call a little truce on Halloween, just in good fun.
This is very confusing.
We can do that. I know it is. And I'll go back to roasting them in a second. But Halloween's, and he brought it up, so. But yes, I did block David back in May in response to the tweets that he posted about Mike Marraccini. So, and then other people were, kind of saying, like, don't you block people left and right and stuff like that. He says, I see what you're saying, but I only block people who are disruptive or spread false info. Everyone is welcome to disagree with me. Okay, the false info are like valid questions. They're not like, it's not like false information. You know what I mean?
How can he prove that something a commenter has said is false? It seems like
He blocks them.
that would be a lot of work.
Right.
I mean, I suppose he could do that, but I don't know how. Also, disruptive, that's very subjective. I don't know.
Totally is.
You could say anybody commenting is disruptive.
You're disruptive, Bruce.
I am.
All right. Mispronounced name. Thank you for the $5. Bruce desperately wants to be in the next thumbnail, though he may now claim otherwise for manly reasons. Well, Bruce, I will work on that.
I think what we decided is once one of the characters on the thumbnail is holding a set of twins, my face can be the twins.
No. Okay, yes. There is no we. There's only me, and I decided that you're going to have long hair and be a podcast host.
But I want to be one of the little gluten babies or whatever they are.
They're dead. So how bad do you really want to be one of those?
It's like Wentworth Cliffhanger. This took a dark turn. Oh boy. I'm working on that show, by the way. I'm getting through it.
Are you? What yes. Season are you on?
1.
Oh, well, it leaves Netflix in like 3.5 weeks, so you better get cooking.
I know. I gotta work on it.
It's a very, very good show. I will say that. A little bit of a slow burn in season 1, but then it just kind of takes off really quick. Yeah. So, and then yesterday there were those tweets about, he sent his phone number out and stuff like that. Show probable spam. Who's spamming? Probably this person, I guess. But,
well, so Twitter seems to think that like lots of comments are probable spam. I don't know.
Well, a lot of them are.
Like poor Justice for Clayton.com. I think they get thrown in this category.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just like asking questions. I don't
know. So this tweet here was also interesting. I set my account to private so I could get some peace and quiet and focus on other more important stuff. That was a good move. I may need to do it again shortly here. Life's too short to deal with so much hate from people who don't even matter. And I would support that, right? Because that's a healthy outlook on life, except that's not why he said he was going private. And also, last night, he openly invited the public to send him hate. So, what gives?
Yeah, he's kind of walking back the statements from yesterday. Like, why does he even have this Twitter in the first place? Like, it seems like, he'll open it up, he'll close it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can find. And then he was talking about the county attorney. That's right. If she's sitting here reading your tweets rather than keeping the people of Maricopa County safe, then yeah, she damn well better lose the election. The thing is, it's hard to keep the people of Maricopa County safe when the police are responding to these ridiculous, like frivolous 911 calls from someone who like doesn't like something someone said on the internet. Not just the police, the fucking FBI. The federal law enforcement resources are being wasted on your client. Like, come on.
Also, it's kind of weird to think that like when you tag this account for the county attorney, that it's literally the county attorney like, oh, it's time to open up Twitter. They must have some social media manager or, some intern or something. Like there's no, she's not sitting around like reading Twitter all day.
Mispronounced name. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. That's awesome. Set up a burner phone. DM the number to Laura. See how long it takes before she calls into a live stream. You know what? That would require me to DM her, and I'm not going to talk to her or her lawyer. So, all right. Oh, thank you, Julia. I appreciate you. You can't hear me, but hang on. Let me type it so she can, because she can't hear right now. Okay. All right. Anyways, lots of weird tweeting going on the last couple of days. I thought the buck might have stopped last night, but then this morning it went right away back to where we were.
Right up.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I went over, so I made a 90-minute video on my channel going over as many of these tweets.
I saw that came out today, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during my work hours, so I had to miss it, but I'm going to watch it before I go to bed. But
it's a lot. It's like 90 minutes.
It's like Flat Earther.
Well, yeah, because it's so funny because at one point someone is like, I don't understand how there are photos of her with a flat stomach at a horse event. And then like the week before and or the week after, she's posting photos and videos with an enlarged stomach.
Well, I understand it, but
And the commenter on Twitter was just saying, this doesn't make sense.
yeah.
And he was like, well, you JFC people are like flat earthers. You'll just
Yeah,
say that the photos are all photoshopped and whatever. And I'm like, well, look, with flat earthers, you can go, prove your evidence. We can literally go to space. You can show them the Eratosthenes well experiment and show them that the Earth is a globe. So that's his job. As her counsel, he needs to say if she was demonstrably pregnant and they can prove paternity, then it's his job to show the evidence and teach people who haven't seen that evidence yet and are just being rational with the evidence they have that there's more evidence. But he hasn't done that. So that's my problem with it.
Well, there's a lot of problems with it, but my current issue with it is that he doesn't like when we point that stuff out. So now he's naming me specifically and like giving me his phone number and stuff. Like he could have that could have been an email, David. You didn't have to do that, but you did. You put your phone number out there and you're like, public, send me hate. So like, come on, man.
I don't understand the phone number either because, I'm on the tail end of Gen X and even I don't like to talk on the phone. Nobody wants to talk on the phone.
I wonder if it's like a text-free number, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm very suspicious of these off-the-record phone calls. That's something Nick Vial in Bachelor Nation likes to do, apparently, from what I understand. Just so things can't be screenshot or screen recorded.
With the Nick Vial stuff, so.
But, I don't know if that's why he's using a phone number, because he wants it off the record. But nobody wants to do a phone call. And I'm the millennials and younger, I'm sure, don't want to do phone calls either.
Right. Right. Well, the thing is, he's also apparently, and like I haven't texted him myself, but I know someone who has, and he's answering text messages. I don't know if he's taking any phone calls, but I don't know. My current issue with this is like, why now, first of all, and why me, like, second of all. But I guess I know the answer to that question. It's because his client has been coming after me for false copyright strikes, like for at least a month now, and has failed every time. And now she doesn't like that I'm using my head on her body in the thumbnail. So, yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, like, regardless of whatever, I did, nobody deserves to receive unsolicited nude pictures that they don't want. And yet David is out here like throwing his sandy vagina all over the place.
Wait, what?
Trying to get my attention. Like,
are we being figurative right now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. I just wanted to be very clear. Oh my.
I don't know. I haven't texted that number yet. Maybe it's not figurative. You know what I mean?
Nobody should be talking to him because he is counsel for the petitioner in a court case. Okay. Like the public can follow the court case through public court documents.
Avid reader Red XX says it's because you called her a C. Yes, because she was acting like a cunt. I don't regret that. By the way, because I keep calling her a cunt, I make no AdSense money. So David, you can shut your fucking mouth about the money, okay? I'm not making any money.
I'm glad that at least on this video, I'm not the reason it's demonetized already.
Oh, dude, I'm always the reason. I don't know what you're talking about.
I try.
I know. I know. All right. I think we've seen enough of the tweets. Honestly, I don't want to show the phone number on screen anyways, but we'll go ahead into this email. So this is the email that Omar sent to David today. After he was offering, after last night, he said, I'll debate anyone in JFC or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Omar sent him this email today.
He said a rep, but I'm like, it's not the Steelworkers Union. There's no union rep.
Well, I mean, last night he was saying he would debate anybody, I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let me see.
Oh, he did?
Let me make sure.
Maybe.
He might have deleted it. I don't know. Let's see.
I remember, like, JFC rep, TBD.
This weird, like, accusing random people of being Greg thing is, like, very reminiscent of his client. I'm like, did Laura hack your fucking Twitter account, bro?
That is very weird.
All right, hang on. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, I don't know how he's coming to the conclusion that some random account on Twitter is Greg Gillespie. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I mean, maybe it is, but where's the evidence?
Yeah.
Very strange.
My favorite part of this mess last night was when he was saying, "I'm not listening to the live stream anymore." But then he tweeted about something that he heard on the live stream.
Yeah. Well, to me, the funniest thing was he's like, I can't comment in the chat because I'm not a subscriber. And I'm like, there's a very simple solution to that. You just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost any money. It's a very easy solution. And then you can type in chat all you want, assuming Star doesn't put you in the band basement.
All right, hang on. Where is it? That's not it. She has opted not to because I guess the truth does not sell as well. I told you, David, you can email me if you want to. If you really want to email me. There's more than one platform to contact somebody on. I will not unblock you on Twitter because I think you're kind of a nard. So I'm not going to do that. But if you want to email me, go ahead. It's not that hard to find my email address. I could provide it for you like you did with your phone number, but I'm just going to have you figure it out since you're so smart. Okay.
Yeah, he has this very weird, like, false dichotomy of, like, if I can't DM you on Twitter, I can't DM you at all. Like, it's very weird. Like, there's other platforms.
Yeah. Where did it go? God damn it.
Yeah.
I know he tweeted this last night, and I probably have a screenshot of it somewhere, but... Oh, and then he was complaining about the judge again. Of course.
Yeah, that was very bizarre.
Thanks to the folks who reached out privately with questions about what Lethal Lauren 904 said tonight. God damn, bro. I am like low on the food chain here. Like, what are you doing? Are you
here's
that
the
hungry?
Thing. Wouldn't it be neat if he actually like took those questions and posted them and then answered them for us to read? But he didn't do that.
He did post one today, actually, and he did answer it. I will give him that. I'll give him that.
Oh, the one about what if he was Clayton's lawyer?
Right. So that was something, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like a day later. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. For sure. All right. Hold on. Well, let me do this. While I'm looking for this tweet. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. I've been quiet about Owens v. Echard for a while because I'm busy with other things. And that's not why you said you were being quiet, but okay. But since the other side has revived the discussion lately, actually your client did that when she pretended to have autism. And she is, in my opinion, pretending to have autism. But since the other side has revived discussion lately, let me throw this out there. I will debate or answer questions from any JFC crew. Anytime, anywhere, just call, let's do this. And yet, when Omar reached out to him respectfully, with empathy and like intelligence, and was like not emotional and was totally like a professional, like he would not do it. And we're about to find out why. So
yeah, it's very strange. I don't recommend anybody
I don't.
directly talking to these people at all.
Right. And Omar being a licensed attorney and just being like a very level-headed, like smart guy, like I know him, and I feel like if he were to have gone through with this conversation, it would have been okay. But Omar is one of maybe 2 or 3 people I would trust to have that conversation, and not be like emotional and not say or fall into whatever trap they're trying to set here. I will not take them up on that. I'm going to go ahead and not add that contact to my phone. You guys can, everybody has their own free will here to do whatever they want, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, I don't support it. So if somebody out there wants to go on their stream next week or whatever and be like, I'm the JFC rep, like, I'm not going to support that. I won't have anything to do with you after it. So, like, I don't respect it. I don't think that is fair because JFC is not a cult. We're people who have the same kind of activist goal in mind, but it's not a cult. So that's how I feel about it. And I know Bruce has his thoughts on the cult thing, so.
Well, yeah, I'm unconvinced.
Yeah. Bruce definitely thinks it's a cult. AKA the cat lady, thank you for the $5. There's 0 reason for a debate. It only re-victimizes Laura's victims. She already lied and defamed them enough. I agree with that, especially given that they will not do it on anyone's platform but theirs. That right there is a setup. And we'll get to that in a second. But that right there is a setup that like they're gonna say or do something to like violate the privacy of like Greg, Mike, or Clayton, or even the unnamed, well, I guess technically David, doxed him or whatever, but I'm not going to say his name, the unnamed other victim, victim 0, or somebody else even, because there's been more than 4 apparently. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what the difference is. I mean, everybody here can make a video or, write up something in Discord or on Reddit or something and share their thoughts. There's nothing stopping David Gingras and Laura from doing the exact same thing.
Right.
So I don't know why he's so concerned about a conversation or a debate or whatever it is.
Well, because the other side can actually talk back at that point, and then it gets tricky because you have to pretend you're not lying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they have something to say, why don't they just say it? Why does it have to be a debate? Doesn't make sense to me.
Because as much as they try to pretend like that we all want money and attention and stuff like that, that's actually their end goal. Especially considering his client is fucking broke, apparently. Don't think that's true. I think she moved her money around strategically, but all right. Yeah. All right. Can you do me a favor while I'm going to email Omar this link in case he can hop on at the end. Will you read the first paragraph for me, just up to where it says on the rest of the show?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Good morning, David. Dear David Gingras, I hope this message finds you well. I heard you wanted to do a live with a member of the JFC community. I don't know if I would be considered part of that community, but I wanted to invite you on my show to have an objective, intelligent, civil discussion regarding yours and Laura's side of the story. As you know, I'm a practicing attorney. I have no dog in this fight. I've been critical of your legal strategies and Laura. But I also feel that I've been objective, unemotional, and fair in my analysis. What I've never had the opportunity to do, nor anyone else, is talk to you in a civil setting, bringing the two sides together for an intelligent conversation. I am hoping to do that on my show. I did not catch the entirety of Laura Knighty's show last night, so I don't know what all was said. I caught the initial 20 minutes where she was reading email communication between you.
Let me recap what was said for you. Okay, it was blah blah blah, cunt, blah blah blah, cunt, blah blah blah. You're still a cunt. Okay, that was the stream. All right, go ahead.
Oh dear. I'm sure, Schnitzel Ninja said something intelligent in the midst of all
that. That was the blah, blah,
blah. I tried. Let's see. I did not catch the entirety of Laura Knighty's show, so I don't know what all was said. I caught the initial 20 minutes where she was reading email communication between you and Gillespie, where I actually thought you were being genuinely fair. I don't know what happened on the rest of the show.
All right. These would be my parameters, and then he's about to line out his parameters for I'll go on your show if this happens, or if you come on my show, this will happen, rather. I want to assure you that this invitation is extended with the utmost respect for your situation. I will not hide the fact that I've been highly critical of both you and Laura, but I've also expressed a desire to see Laura find peace. I expressed concern over her well-being, and I certainly have my opinions on her legal arguments. I offer the following commitments. He's way more respectful than I would be. Okay. 1, respect for legal boundaries. I am fully aware of the ongoing criminal investigation involving Laura Owens. I pledge not to broach topics related to perjury or any matter that can be sensitive or detrimental to the case at hand, given her Fifth Amendment rights. I mean, that's most of the stuff, but... 2, our conversation will be rooted in respect. I will not interrupt you, nor will I instigate any form of salacious debate merely for the sake of drama. The goal is to facilitate a respectful and comprehensive dialogue. And I think that right there is probably why they didn't want to do it. 3, transparency and preparedness. All questions will be provided to you in advance, while I reserve the right to ask spontaneous follow-up questions based on your responses. 4, the interview will include a mix of straightforward softball questions, as well as more challenging inquiries, triple-digit fastballs high and inside. I don't even know this is a disgrace as a clear lesbian. I don't know much about softball, so
yeah, he's got the serious baseball lingo here.
Yeah. 5, audience moderation. The live audience will be rigorously moderated while we welcome audience participation and questions. Any form of personal attack against you, Laura Owens, or any related party will result in immediate removal of the offending participant from the live session. I mean, that's more than fair. 6, interactive Q&A segment.
Just thinking about trying to moderate that live stream.
Well, you would have to.
it makes I feel like I need like a box of Pepto or something or Tums just to start thinking about doing that. That's just, I can't handle it.
Okay. All right. Interactive Q&A segment. A portion of the interview will be dedicated to questions from the audience, with the understanding that you have the full right to decline to answer any question without any repercussion. All right. 7, mutual respect for differing views. It is natural that we may encounter points of disagreement. These moments will be approached with an open mind without judgment of your responses. Dude, he's like so nice and professional, and I'm just kind of like, okay.
This is all very well written, but
right?
when I hear it, it's sort of like, wow, Omar wrote a very nice dating contract.
I mean, way nicer than any dating contract I've ever seen. To be fair, I have seen at least one other. So,
right?
Okay. Empathy and understanding, number 8. My overarching goal is to foster empathy and understand among all parties involved in our audience. It is my hope that through open dialogue, we can contribute to a broader healing and understanding, allowing all involved to eventually move forward. Well, that would require a certain level of honesty, so of course they're not going to take him up on that. 9, it will occur at a date and time of your choosing, provided it doesn't conflict with my court schedule. David, people want to hear from you. They want to hear from Laura, and I believe this platform is the safest it could possibly get within the JFC realm, given our ultimate objectives. And I agree with what he's saying right here. I offer a respectful and meaningful space for you to express your side. Let me know what you think. I'll be going live in about 20 minutes to announce this invitation on my show, so you can hear it from my mouth. Here's a link. Warm regards, Omar Serrato. So basically, Omar was just a huge dick.
I mean, it's an idea.
I mean, he did the best he could. No, I don't think there's going to be any offer, more mature and like respectful than that. But yeah. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want to argue. They want to argue with some, and I'm going to say it like because I'm one of them too. So with some Twitter bimbo, right? They want to argue with some Twitter bimbo, like someone who hasn't been around or like doesn't really interact with the rest of us and like doesn't really know what they're talking about. He wants that.
No.
Like he wants to catch somebody off guard and make them look bad. So in my opinion, whoever falls for that trap is kind of stupid. And I'm not going to apologize.
It's just kind of a PR trap, because I really can't wrap my head around what we would learn from any of this.
Right.
Because if they had anything interesting to say that was evidence-based or some sort of, testimony about a timeline or events that occurred or what was going through someone's head, they could have written it down already. They could have made a video about it already. They could have done all sorts of things.
Right.
And those things haven't happened. Beyond what we already have seen. So I just don't know what this is trying to accomplish at all.
Yeah. And then Ariane says it's pointless. We would learn nothing. I agree with that. So
it seems just like PR, and I'm the last person who should work in marketing.
No, I'm the last person that should work in marketing. All right, hang on. Let me. Okay, we're gonna switch over to what David said here. Omar, couple things. 1, Laura is out of town today at a horse show. I've tried to call her, but she isn't available. The decision to talk to you or not is 100% up to her, so I'll let you know if she's interested. Pause for a second. Guys, I don't know if you guys saw this tweet last night, but apparently Laura did give him specific permission to talk to me. Why, Laura? I don't know. I mean, if you're going to go ahead and put out all those false copyright strikes against me, you might as well just send me the email yourself, because I'm going to laugh at both of you. So it doesn't matter. All right.
Wait, I think it's very important here. She's at a horse show, right?
Yeah.
So typically, number one, aren't those
like
pretty
rich girls
expensive?
Pretending not to be rich.
Yeah. So if she can't pay Clayton, how is she paying for the horse show? And then number 2, I thought she had like this autism that was crippling her with social anxiety, but she's at a horse show with a bunch of fancy people judging her.
Right.
So how's she doing that? So these things are a little sketchy.
Well, maybe this thing's more of a hoot nanny.
doing some square dancing. I don't know.
Jim Schuler, Jim, thank you for the $5. $1 for each cunt plus another for the one included in this. You've now been paid for calling her that. Thank you, Jim. Jim is my spirit animal. All right.
Jim is always on it.
God, Jim's funny, dude. I would go to a Jim comedy show for sure. All right. 2, for point number 1, this is Laura's decision, not mine, but I'll be honest, if it was my call, it would be a hard pass. Not because I'm scared of the discussion. Sure, Jan. Okay. Far from it. As I showed the last time you reached out, I spoke to you on the phone and sent polite and professional answers to your questions, which you later claimed were unprofessional. I don't think that's exactly what happened, but okay. Look, I don't care which side you're on. Don't you? That's life. It's just that I am personally opposed to helping dishonest people make money off this case. I can't stomach rewarding bad behavior. So didn't he just say like he wasn't talking about this anymore because, he had other stuff to do? And then he offers, I will talk to anyone in the JFC community. And then he's like, no, because you'll make money. Like he might make $8 off of AdSense. Go
It's
fuck
very
yourself.
confusing. Also, he says dishonest people. Like who?
Your client lied on the stand.
Well, here's the thing. You can find any human being, you probably find a point in their life where they lied about something. That's fine. When he says dishonest people make money off the case, like what are they saying that's false?
Right.
Like find a timestamp, find a sentence, and then show the evidence that refutes the sentence at that timestamp.
Well,
we'll go correct it. We'll go fix it. We'll go correct ourselves.
Well,
People make mistakes all the time.
I mean, they will go find those time as if she doesn't have a fucking folder full of timestamps at this point on all of us, but like they will go find the timestamps. The thing is, it'll be opinions, so it's not actually like we lied about anything. And the second thing is like their evidence is not evidence. So
yeah, so this claim of dishonesty really sticks with me because it's like you haven't proven this dishonesty. It's just a claim.
Right.
And so I don't know. I just find it annoying.
Oh, it's very annoying. Okay. This is the most annoying part for me, actually, I think. Okay. I haven't watched all that much of your coverage of this case. And bear in mind, he's talking to Omar, of all people, please. But what I have seen has been shockingly dishonest.
Again, give me a timestamp. Like, Dom will go through it and comb out the timestamps, and we'll pull those sentences out. It'll be okay. What was dishonest?
Way, way, way across the line. Your affection for one side is so extreme. If someone told me you were dating Clayton this whole time, I'd believe it.
That is just very weird.
I'm pretty sure I'd go on a date with Clayton before Omar was, and I really don't want to go back to Dick, so it's just not happening. You know what I mean? All right. By comparison, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a lawyer. I don't get paid more for lying more. That's not true, because if you weren't lying, then you wouldn't no longer be getting paid to represent your clients. So that's fucking bullshit.
Well, he gets paid more for the more work, the more billable hours he puts in.
Yeah, but that requires a bit of lying, like, oh, I believe she was pregnant.
Well, I mean, he seems to have this approach where he has this very narrow focus on very specific things about the case, and he filters out and ignores everything else.
And I think he's lying. So,
and it's hard to prove, right? I mean, he just sort of seems to have these blinders on and is looking at very specific pieces of litigation.
That's kind of my reasoning for the title of this stream, which was like, this is not a court of law. The thing is, like, I don't give a shit about legal procedure when we're talking about stuff like this. Like, I think you're lying. I'm pretty sure you're lying. And it doesn't matter if I can prove it to a judge or not. All right. Yeah. That's what I believe. Like, you can't tell me that that's not true because you can't prove that you're not, in my opinion. Yeah. Especially when he points to like different aspects of like the past cases and stuff like that. And he was like, oh no, but I don't know anything about that. Like, no, you're lying.
Yeah, and you see that if you go read the Twitter discussions he has with people, because the public is looking at everything they've seen. And the public is asking these very broad-based questions, like, questions about, there's been, 4 different ultrasounds between Clayton and Greg and whatever, the order of protection hearings and the family court case, all this stuff. And he's like, I'm working on the family court case. I don't know what you're talking about. We're not talking about that. It's irrelevant. And it's like, you got to meet people where they're at. If you're going to do PR, if you're going to talk to the public, to your point. And he has this very legalese sort of blindery mode of operation, which I think he has to do to continue being petitioner's counsel.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about like the stuff that he's putting out there into the universe and reading this stuff, and then I think about like he wants to have a debate. I'm like, you want to have a debate and you want to give me your phone number? Okay, but we're going to talk about what I want to talk about. We're going to talk about how I think your client is faking mental illness and exploiting suicidality and other important issues to get attention and to punish people that didn't want to date her. We're going to talk about how she grabbed ultrasounds off the internet and faked it, whether I can prove it or not. Like, and to a court doesn't matter because I know that's what happened. We've all seen it. Whether or not I can prove your client used Fiverr to a judge, it doesn't matter because I've seen it. I know what happened. Like, I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? So you're gonna have to face the music, which is actually like acknowledging all the logic that goes behind these accusations. Like, it doesn't matter if Judge Mata and her father or sister were in that room. Your client is still a lying asshole, and that's all I care about. Right? I care that she stops hurting people. I care that she stops exploiting important social issues. I don't give a shit about legal procedure. So if you want to have that conversation, then I'll call you, David. But you won't.
And that's more of a conversation about the evidence we've seen and what we can conclude from it, as opposed to a debate, which is where you're trying to convince somebody with logic and reason and evidence of a position. And I don't understand what position he's trying to debate.
Right.
Because he already lost the court case.
I mean, they're totally going to win the appeal, so.
I mean, you know, they can try an appeal.
Oh, they're going to try.
Seems reasonable, I guess.
Really?
If that's how they want to spend their money.
To me,
if he's going to do it for free, I don't really understand, but okay.
It sounds about as reasonable as shoving an egg back up a Love. But, you know, that's just me. So.
I mean, I'm just saying that there are court cases and sometimes there's an appeal and like these things happen. It's not, you know, it's not a 1 in a million sort of thing here.
Right.
So from that perspective, it's reasonable. It's just now, if you said, Bruce, do you think he stands a chance with his appeal? I'll say, no, I don't.
Yeah, right.
I think it's a waste of time.
Oh man. Okay, where were we? Thus, I can't really understand people like you. And imagine talking to Omar like this. Like, okay. People like you, Omar, who think the truth is a joke. Omar thinks the truth is a joke, really?
Where does that come from? I don't understand.
I don't know. He's very level-headed and considers both sides and everything, even with them. So I'm just kind of like, wow, you're like sending this to the worst possible person you can send this to. It's just showing how irrational you are. Like, but hey, posting vids and cashing checks from Google is easier than actually practicing law, right? Are you kidding me? Like, how much money does he think that Omar makes as a YouTuber compared to as a lawyer?
Yeah, pretty much everybody I know on YouTube, you know, if they have some alternate stream, the alternate stream is the greater part of their revenue. Now, clearly, Omar, you know, he runs a law firm.
Right.
So he's, you know, he's probably making 99% of his money from his law firm. And I think he mentioned whatever he makes from Google on his channel, he dumps it back into his channel. So he'll pay Dom or he'll buy new equipment or, you know, he'll pay the bills for his office or whatever it is. I mean, he's not like raking in a bunch of Google money. Even Dave, okay, Dave has a podcast twice a day and he does YouTube videos. He makes far more money off the podcast than the YouTube videos. So I don't know.
Sarcasm, what are you smoking? She says, who wants to play hide and seek like Sarah Boone?
Oh, stars. Oh, dear.
Are you drunk? What's happening?
Oh, boy.
Sarah Boone, in case you guys didn't know, is the suitcase murderer lady who when they were intoxicated and she zipped her boyfriend up into a suitcase, wouldn't let him out, and like took videos of it and shit. Now she's on trial and it's gone through like a million lawyers and whatever.
Yeah. Actually, you know, our friend Squid Pro Quo has a good channel covering the Sarah Boone case. So if you want to see commentary on those hearings, Squid is doing that.
MG Law too.
MG Law that's too. Good too. Yeah, MG Law. at night. So it
And then I
depends on what
saw, I think I
time.
saw Legal Vices might have been doing that, or maybe I'm making
Ooh,
it up, but I'm not sure. Anyways,
yeah.
here was the last email from David to Omar today. It was a couple hours after that previous one. Omar, I talked to Laura. It's a pass. Shocking. Shocking. Laura wouldn't want to talk to a rational thinking person. We're going to talk to someone from JFC. I've been texting several of them all day, but we're not talking to you. Okay, here's my.
Someone.
I mean, you guys know my stance on that. I've said it a million times tonight, even. I don't respect that. I think that if somebody steps up and says, I'm the JFC rep and goes on their stream, I'm not going to respect that person. I don't care who it is. I don't support it. It's a bad idea, first of all. And then second of all, it's kind of offensive to the rest of us who don't maybe share every single one of their opinions. And then also you can't just speak for everybody like that, because there's a million different, like, not a million, but you know what I mean, like a million different perspectives here, all kind of really drawn to different aspects of this case. And so it's not okay for somebody to get in there and be like, oh, I speak for all of us, you know what I mean? Especially when it probably is just like some rando.
Well, I don't think anybody would be going into it thinking they speak for everybody. But the problem is the way Gingras is talking about it. He's generalizing to the point of, oh, here's a person who is a
Well,
GFC.
I think
representing the GFC crew did this, they did that.
right.
When in reality, it's individuals.
Well,
And I'm sure that
we've seen though, like him say it's a JFC rep. So my problem with that is, like, knowing that going in, if somebody chooses to walk into that and say I'm the JFC rep, I have a problem with that.
I don't think they'd be intending to say that.
Yeah,
They
but
would
that's
be
what's happening.
they would be falling into that trap, and I agree, it is ill-advised, and I do not think it is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chris Winkley, he's probably going to find some rando, probably not even in our community, and set a trap. I mean, it really could be. It could be just some random person. I don't know. There are like 2 or 3 people I would trust to handle that. And Omar was one of them, and he declined, and Laura declined. So that tells you all you need to know, in my opinion. I think that everybody should shut them down. I know, somebody's going to do it. That's just how people are, but I don't support that at all. And I'm going to roast the shit out of that person. So you guys should know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Bruce,
I mean,
we
don't know how any of that is going to go, but I definitely don't recommend it.
Yeah. I mean, even if it goes well at this point, though, I don't support anyone going on their stream and like passing themselves off as like, this is the JFC rep. Even if they say like, I'm not, representing everybody. David and Laura are advertising this as a stream where they're talking to a JFC rep.
They'll spin it that way for sure.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate.
Okay. We're going to talk to someone from JFC. I've been texting several of them all day, but we're not talking to you. I don't mean to be a dick. Don't you, David? Don't you? But this is the conversation we should have had 6 months ago. Okay, sure. Would have been glad to talk then, as we previously did. I would have been happy to explain our side, as I tried to do. Yeah, but what you said was stupid.
Well, I don't know. Why does he have to explain his side to Omar, the Tilted Lawyer on YouTube? Why can't he explain their side in their court filings?
I mean, he explained a side in their court filings, whatever that was.
So why, I mean, what else is there to say?
Not much, in my opinion, but I'm really worried about somebody going on there and just being like, oh, they think they can be like smart and like tough.
That's exactly why I think it's a bad idea to have this conversation / webcast / debate, because there's nothing else you can get out of it.
And then David says you ignored that opportunity because, well, you can answer that for yourself. So yes, David, you were in fact meaning to be a dick.
Now, if they did something like, you saw this in the Johnny Depp trial where they had psychologists come in and interview people in the case. Yeah. And then, what was her name? Dr. Curry or whatever. If you had something like that, that would be kind of interesting. If you had a psychologist interview Laura and then, provide some sort of report or webcast or interview about their findings.
Yeah.
That could be very valuable. But there's no way anything like that is happening here.
Yeah. Well, because they'll probably say she doesn't have autism.
Well, I mean, I can't say what they would say, but
I'm pretty sure about that one. I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah. In any case, I don't know. I just don't know what we can get out of this. Like when we had medical experts on June 10th, that was very interesting because they brought, their expertise to bear on a particular question. I don't think
Mhm.
that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a Dr. Deans and a Dr. Medchill explaining their experience and how that relates to this case.
I mean, I would settle for a Deandra just relaying the information. That's just
Right?
me.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, she's a little scary, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Who's okay? Hang on. Teresa says I would require his hearing loss document so he can't claim he can't hear you. That's something. Yeah. Because we all know that he claimed the judge was like not discriminatory necessarily, but like by their prejudice against him somehow for his hearing disability because he was signaling in court. And like I don't want to say the guy doesn't have a hearing disability. I really can't say that. But honestly, I think that was kind of a little bit of bullshit that he was spinning there. So yeah, that would make sense to me. Like especially if this ever went back to another, court hearing, he should definitely make that known ahead of time, I think, so that he doesn't have to signal like an umpire or whatever else.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hold on, somebody just sent me something. Ronnie G, thank you for the $5. I'd like to know how client peddling flesh for money is okay, but making $8 off of court filings is wrong. I don't know, dude. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I just do both, so.
Oh my.
I mean, y'all probably see my feet by now. It's all good. I'm not ashamed. Bruce, your home office has a bay window. My home doesn't even have a bay window.
Yeah, this window here. I mean, here's the thing. This house I'm in is very strange. It's a big rectangle. Mm-hmm. This bay window is the only thing that's not rectangular about this house. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I think somebody built it like, I can build a house. Good luck. Here's a Lowe's card. Good luck. I don't
know. There are also, and I'm not even going to bother pulling this up on Twitter at this point. David kind of implying again that, and somebody else just sent me this too, that Clayton raped Laura, and we're back to this again. And didn't David, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bruce, or anybody else, didn't David at one point kind of backtrack on that a little bit with the rape allegation?
Well, I think this all came about because the deposition information was released. And it was sort of this very technical language in the deposition, but it wasn't emotionally loaded. So it came off as if Laura was saying, well, technically here are these physical actions that occurred.
Right.
But, I'm not in a place where I would want to try to prosecute someone because of that, so forth and so on.
But in her documentation, she did not indicate that there was any sexual violence, which is when she wouldn't have needed to do that. So
yeah, there were even earlier, the initial family court filing, I recall, has check boxes and lines to write things in about domestic violence, and those were all like NA, no information.
I sent an email, SS of Green Fingers. Yes, thank you. I got that. Thank you. That's what we're talking about right now, actually. So I appreciate that. Stephanie says if he doesn't have hearing accommodations next time, he's definitely full of poop.
What? Oh dear.
That makes two of us. Just kidding. I'm not constipated. It's fine. And then BS says, but in Laura's own emails, she admits they didn't have sex. Yep, that's correct. Because then he would know. I don't even want to say it. I'm not even going to repeat it this time. No, boxing, no. All right, well, it's too late now. Boxing for Life said it. Don't forget
instead of the T word, just say like super whoopee.
Super whoopee?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the same thing, does it?
Well, we're just substituting.
I don't know if I've ever been with someone who is super.
Like, you'll know that I've never had sex with anyone else once you feel how super whoopee I am.
I gotta tell you, I don't think I've ever felt super whoopy in my life, Briss, and that includes when I was a virgin. So we're not gonna go with that one.
I tried.
You did. I appreciate it.
I'm doing my best out here, guys.
This is worse than what was it? Brad said roast beef. What was it you said?
Oh, jeez.
Or something?
He's never gonna live that down.
No, he's not. I'm not gonna let him. It's so funny. Oh my god. Teresa says, "Way to go, everyone supporting Greg's fundraiser. It's at $3,255."
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, guys, if you can, the link in the video is in the video description. If you could donate, if you have, some extra cash lying around and you want to help out Greg, Laura is very likely, based on her pattern of behavior, to try to renew that fraudulent restraining order she has against Greg Gillespie pretty soon, within the next couple months. I think Snitchell said it was in November, so that's next month. And so they're going to need all the help they can get. So if you guys could, please do help. Sarcasm, just put the link in right there. And then hopefully they'll get to their goal soon enough. I mean, they still have fees that they're paying, and now they're going to have more fees on top of that. So, and also they just got engaged, and they have a 6-month-old son, I think. So, yeah, they really do need all the help they can get as far as like legal fees and stuff like that. So if you guys have anything you can give to them, I'm sure they appreciate it. In fact, if you feel like you want to donate to me, I would urge you to donate to Greg instead, because I will appreciate that even more, because I really want to see Greg get some justice here. So will GW be representing him? I don't know. Do you know, Bruce?
I don't know anything about any future litigation or renewal or anything like that. So I don't have any details yet. Once we learn some details, we will let everyone know.
Yeah, I don't ask questions, honestly, because I feel like it's just a recipe for disaster. Like if they were to find out we like asked those questions and they were saying all this stuff to us or whatever, and they were just like, see, they're conspiring or whatever. And even though that's like not a thing, but I just don't even want to give that kind of fuel to the fire or whatever.
Yeah, I think in these cases, you just have to wait until there's something to do and something new to learn about, and then decide what to do after that at that point. So don't take, steps until there's a reason to take steps.
Trish says, why does she want to do restraining orders when these guys just want her to leave them alone? Because she does not want to be left alone by them. It's her way of keeping them tied to her. She can keep trying to renew their restraining orders, and also like she has something to hold over their heads if they try to move on. Like she tried to, and I don't think she had the restraining order at this point, but she tried to tell Mike's newest girlfriend that he had, abused her, and obviously that was a lie. So she just wants to have that kind of control over them because they hurt her in some way, and I know that they didn't mean to do that, but it did obviously have a serious emotional toll on her, and she feels like she should have control and the right to hurt them back, is my opinion. And that's the best and only way she knows how to do that, because otherwise they're just going to ignore her and she can't handle it. So.
Indeed.
All right. Well, that's about all I got for tonight, guys. I'm not really doing anything super intense tonight. It's like, oh my god, it's only 10:30. I could sleep so much if I went to bed right now.
Sleep is good.
Yeah, right. Indigo says, I think all this is such a huge dopamine rush for her. Honestly, maybe. It seems like she really needs it. So, especially because like when we stopped talking about it and we're just like doing our thing, and I started talking about some other case, and I started just doing like fun streams and stuff like that, and then of course, bam, it's the autism excuse. It's the, oh, you copyright me or whatever, or it's the, oh, you're a stalker, even though I haven't spoken to her ever. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it is probably she's addicted to it. I believe that. So, yeah. Okay, guys, if you don't have any other burning questions, hang on. Let me see who's doing something right now. Let's see. Maybe MG streams later usually. Give me 1 second.
Oh, good old bad advice.
Bad advice. We're gonna do that again soon.
Yeah. Send in your questions.
I work on Saturday next weekend. maybe next Sunday or something. Because this Sunday we're doing games and we're doing part 2 of the Greg stuff. So
send in your bad advice questions by DMing Lauren if she hasn't blocked you.
Yeah, okay. Hey guys, don't forget, if you could, to like the stream. I would appreciate it. Give me 1 second. Almost ready here. I'm just trying to see. I don't know if Tug and Megan are still doing their thing, maybe. Yeah, he is. He is. Actually, you know what? Let's go to. Should we go to expert or Tug?
Erica Polly is correct. It would be hilarious to have Gingras on and just do bad advice with him and hear what his bad advice would be.
You know what? After all this is over and there's no more appeals and there's no more nothing, if he wants to make amends and we want to roast each other on bad advice, I would do that.
Right?
I'm not. When this case is over, I'm not gonna like think about the guy and be mad at him. You know what I mean? So if he wants to do that sometime, we can do that. Just like I'm calling a truce for Halloween. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. We got Tug and Megan on. So I'm gonna send you guys over to them.
Cool.
Please do me a favor, guys. Go over to Tug's stream. Send lots of bacon emojis in his chat. Tell him Lethal Lauren sent you. Oh, give me 1 second. We got something here I didn't read yet. Anything said to a lawyer with litigation on the table will be used as an angle or a way to retell the story to gain favor. Nobody should talk to Gingras, but another attorney. Love you guys. Thank you, Jessica.
Correct.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Okay.
Tell Tug the real Bruce says hi. The good Bruce. The good Bruce says hi.
Yeah, and then tell him the real Bruce wants a spanking. All right.
What?
Bye.
I don't know about that.
You heard what I said. Bye, everybody.